Welcome everybody to the self-care podcast with Marla and I, Tools for Thriving. I am Stacey Stone and Marla Waal is joining me. And today we're going to talk about ELDOA. ELDOA being the thing that we use for self-care for the spine. Not just the spine, the major joints of the body, so shoulders and hips as well. And we wanted to just talk to you guys today about what drew us to ELDOA, why we continue to use it as one of our, I'll speak for myself, one of the main tools when I'm working with people. So for me, ELDOA has just opened my eyes to this integrated way of working with the body and starting from the center of the body. So addressing the spine first. And as I've seen, I've been doing this for probably 7 years now. If I begin with this awareness of spine and posture with people, everything else flows more easily from there. So just to give you guys a little background, the ELDOA are spinal decompression exercises, joint decompression exercises. They were developed by French Osteopathe Dr. Guy VOYER. And so coming from that osteopathic background, it's looking at the functioning of the whole body, but also what I really like about the osteopathic background is it's looking at ways that we can use the body to heal itself. So as we affect the spine, as we decompress the spine and create space for the nerves, all the nerves in the body come off the spine. So as we create that space, we have this opportunity to improve the health of every system within the body. So I continue to use it with all my clients, whether it's just speaking to the alignment of the spine, but also as that therapeutic tool within exercise. You know, when I'm doing just strictly personal training with somebody, it's that therapeutic tool to create space. So that way when they move on with their day, that space is there and they can move more freely and without pain. The longer they do it, the more consistent we are with it, the more effective it becomes. So it's just one of those, it can be simple once you learn it, those important self-care tools for the joints of the body. So that way we can move as well as possible for as long as possible. So what about you, Marla?
Fantastic.
Why do you love ELDOA?
I love ELDOA. Yeah, it is also my most powerful tool. I call it a therapeutic intervention that you learn how to do yourself. Mm-hmm. So I love it because it travels well. You know, you can go on a trip and you're not going to be, your tool is right in your hands. You know, you get off that long airplane flight and you just work it out of your body in about 20 minutes. So it is my most powerful tool. And I was drawn to it because I saw a woman, I was teaching Pilates and I saw a woman in my Pilates center, Carolyn, and she was doing something and I was like, what is that? And I really wanted to know more about it. So eventually she started teaching classes. And for me, it's been about 5 years. Facebook is very good at telling you your anniversaries. So it just showed me the anniversary of the day one of my level 1 course, which was 5 years ago, which is kind of cool.
Wow.
Yeah, when you can get at the spine, I mean, there is the domino effect of what happens as the spine over time. We know compression, gravity, all of, poor posture, genetics, bone health, all of those things, your posture can become affected. And it's not just affecting your spine, it's affecting all the organs and everything. Because now if you're sitting and your body is really collapsed, your lungs are impinged, your heart is impinged, the angle of your head is now forward, so you're placing all kinds of strain on your neck, not to mention all the blood vessels, nerves, and everything going through your neck from your head to the rest of your body. Mm-hmm. So I have noticed the people it's like this tipping point. If you can get people to do it about 5 times, not everyone takes that long, but if you need about 5 touches with this work to have a little bit of an aha moment. I find if people, they try it, it seems hard, all this kind of stuff. They're like, yeah, I'm not so sure. But there's the people who will do it 3, 4, 5 times. And they see not only is this helping my hip pain, not only is this helping my low back pain, but my overall well-being and my general health is absolutely affected by this in a positive way. It's a really exciting thing to see. And it's an exciting thing to see that the healing gets put into their hands. What our job is to give them an education, steer them in the right direction, and then the work is in their hands, which is really empowering. If you've been battling with some injuries or illness for a long period of time, and you're constantly running to appointments and constantly having to shell out lots of money for these appointments, and sometimes contradictory opinions and this and that, it can be really empowering to start to recognize that you can have an effect on your own health.
Mm-hmm. And I think for me, when, just hearing you speak to all that, the word that comes to mind is awareness. And I think, 4 to 5 sessions to be able to get it, because people come to the classes or a private session and learn this. And oftentimes the response is there's so much to think about. No doubt that is true, but there's layers of teaching that once we create a level of awareness of how to reach to the crown of the head, for example, and the tailbone at the same time, then we go from there. And I think it's our tendency as a culture to want it all right now. Mm-hmm. And because we can't necessarily have in those first couple of classes this complete awareness and control of our bodies, we tend to leave it behind. But that is the power of the work. As you develop this control, this awareness and control over your body, that you can do this action at your foot while keeping your chin in, your crown out, and push your arms up to the sky, that awareness of your entire body and your ability to control it is huge, because those are the things that we see as movement coaches, movement therapists, of how to hold their spine stable. So if you don't know how to do that just in a seated position, how are you going to do it when you're moving? And if you don't have this awareness and alignment, then it's going to be putting that extra strain on your body. So the thing that I'm constantly reminding people of is that awareness comes in stages. Like I'm always saying, I'm planting a seed. If this information that I'm saying to you, these cues about the body, don't make sense to you right now, don't worry, it's settling in like on a subconscious level. And eventually one day when I tell you, oh, we want to draw the chin into a gentle retraction and reach through the crown of the head, for example, that clicks for you. So there's the patience required that you're not going to get it all in one shot. And that's not the goal. Mm-hmm. But that's, I think what these podcasts are about as well is helping us all develop this awareness of self, whether it's awareness of breathing, awareness of posture, awareness of thoughts, processes, or patterns that we get into, and being able to have that awareness to tap in. And then we have to begin to change it one layer at a time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I feel like I wanted to talk just quickly about too, so that some of our listeners that have never done ELDOA before, maybe you can talk about kind of what happens when you're in an ELDOA posture. How long do we hold it? What can you expect to feel?
I do get people who have instant results. So that being said, there are people who do it right away and go, wow. I mean, that was my experience. Just because maybe having been a dancer, I'm not sure. But I felt like as soon as I did it, I was like, wow, that's amazing. So what to expect when you're doing an ELDOA posture. So we are creating a very specific type of tension in the fascia. The fascia is like that tissue that connects everything in your body. The most important tension that we're creating is from the tail to the top of the head, and it moves out from there. But by pulling that line into tension, we're stretching the deepest fascia of your body, which is called the dura mater, which I do like to remind people that means tough mother in Latin. Dura mater is tough mother.
I love it.
So the deepest fascia of your spine is the dura mater, which is it houses the spinal cord, the fascia that houses the spinal cord, and then it opens up and wraps around your brain. So when we can decompress ourselves and activate that fascia, everything else connects to it. And then as we change the positions of our arms, legs, and our relationship to gravity, we are placing the crux or the epicenter of that tension in different parts of our body. So that way we are specifically opening different regions of our body, while in a sense opening up your whole body at the same time. Definitely. So lately, I've started the training of level 1 5 years ago, but I was probably doing it about a year before that. And so at this point now, I find when I do ELDOA, I can actually feel it affecting my breath. I suddenly feel my breath has been freed, or there's more ease with my breath once I've done a couple of ELDOAs because of stretching the fascia. That's just personal. But as you were talking about awareness of your posture, awareness of your breath, what that also made me think of is connection. So I think when we get stressed, when we get so busy in life, we get so focused, even as a mom, focusing on my children, or, you know, in a marriage or a relationship, you're focused on your partner, or other times we're focused on our work. And certainly right now, here we are in this COVID-19 world, we're focused on the state of the world. We lose our connection to ourselves so easily. I know for myself, I can kind of put myself last on the list and those kinds of things. But when we can root into our own body and then connect out through that, so our connection to ourself, when we can connect into ourself, and then I can connect with you, Stacey. So I'm present, I'm here, I'm aware of this moment. I mean, I guess it's connection to the moment, connection to your body, connection to your breathing. But it's a type of connection and listening and openness and focus that as I get older, I guess I'm thinking about that. I have a birthday coming in the fall, so it's a big one. So this has become important in all areas of my life. And ELDOA is a practice, and so when I'm able to work with people, ELDOA is a practice getting into that deepest fascia of your body, the fascia around the spinal cord and the brain. It's like the root, really, that's the root. And so ELDOA is a practice that brings us into that on a personal level, on a physical level. And then we have the cerebrospinal fluid that's right there as well. And that is its own sort of crystalline fluid that has its own rhythm up and down your spine. It's the breath. It's like these most fundamental things of life.
That's a really good way to put it. So if we tie the ELDOA together with some breath awareness, we've got two super powerful tools for self-care in there, I think.
Absolutely. So if you've never tried ELDOA, if you've never heard of ELDOA, take a look it up. Stacey and I have lots of information on our individual websites. Stonebodyworks.com is Stacey, and I'm marlawaal.com. There's lots of great info out there. Sort through and find some good stuff. You might want to start with ours and find a certified teacher to work with.
Yeah, and what I'll do, I will include some links. I have a link or a blog post on my website about ELDOA, so I'll include that. And then if Marla, you have any information, I think you got some YouTube stuff on there too.
I do, actually. I have another YouTube channel just with my name, and I've got a couple of videos on there that are short, just a couple of minutes. One where I say, what is ELDOA? And then there's another one where it's just a little demonstration of the practice of ELDOA.
Perfect. So we will include those links with this podcast. And I think it's also important to mention that we both offer virtual classes in ELDOA. Right now, mine are Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time and Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m.
And mine are Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific time and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific time. But we can put those links in the below this video as well.
Yes, we will do that, so you have all that information. And as always, if you guys have any questions, any feedback, please reach out and let us know. We are here for you. And we'll look forward to seeing you hopefully in class sometime soon.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. See you again.
All right, thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.